Hello, Internet. It is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today, we're going to be talking about The Color Purple, the 2023 remake slash musical adaptation. It's really weird. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. So, obviously, we have to talk about the original movie from 1985. This was directed by one Steven Spielberg, and it starred Whoopi Goldberg, Danny Glover, and Oprah Winfrey, which apparently that was Oprah's first movie, which I literally found out about like recently. And this movie, it was a hit. It is seen as a classic. I mean, I've seen it. It's not exactly the most pleasant movie in the world, considering its subject matter, but still a really strong flick, and it's easy to see why it has such a strong reputation today. So it was only a matter of time before this got the remake treatment because everything gets the remake treatment nowadays. But this is a little different from your average remake. It's not a straight up remake. Instead, it's an adaptation of a musical based on the original movie. That's what this is. I know it sounds weird, but that's the truth. And hell, the Mean Girls movie coming out in a few weeks, it's the exact same thing. Like that is an adaptation of a musical that's based off that movie's original flick from 2004. It's the same. It's like it's like a genre within a genre. It's like some Inception shit. I don't. It's very weird, but that's what this is. So obviously, I mean, it doesn't lie. It's a bold new take. Yeah, this is not going to be the original. It's not. So yeah. So yeah, the brand. I guess the brand name recognition of the color purple. Obviously that's going to help this movie out. So that's pro number one. Pro number two, the reviews for this movie are very, very strong right now. It's at 88%. There's no audience score, cinema score, because, well, the movie hasn't been released to the public yet. That won't happen until Monday. But still, reviews are very, very strong. So that's an easy pro. So that's pro number two. Pro number three is opening Christmas Day, which is a great day for movie going historically. Business tends to explode that day and the few days afterwards. And the thing is, it makes sense for a movie like this to open Christmas Day because a decent amount of musicals have opened around Christmas Day. I mean, if I recall, I think Dreamgirls opened around Christmas. There was Les Mis, Into the Woods, um, Greatest Showman, Mary Poppins Returns. Cats tried, emphasis on the word tried. um, and then obviously last weekend we had Wonka. So yeah, with this, I guess musicals have mostly good luck when it comes to opening Christmas Day. So I'm gonna label that as a pro. So opening day, Christmas, pro. Another pro is that this movie is going after a demographic that really hasn't had much of anything like in recent memory. It obviously this is geared towards African Americans, very specifically like Black women, right? That crowd has been kind of very much neglected for a long time. And we haven't had like any like too many female centric flicks in recent memory. I mean, I know there was the Taylor Swift Eras tour, but that's obviously aimed more towards a younger demographic than this. The Marvels tried to aim towards the female crowd, though ironically more guys watched that than women. Then Wish, well, that just died. So yeah, women haven't had much of anything recently, and particularly like black audiences haven't had much of anything. And I feel like with something like this, that's obviously geared towards that group, I think this movie, the fact that there's like nothing else out there, it'll help it out because I don't know when it comes to movies aiming towards very specific demographics. I mean, sometimes it works out great. Like say a Black Panther, for instance, like that was a massive, massive success. But sometimes it doesn't work out. Like say, I don't know, Blue Beetle. For I mean, I know Blue Beetle's not a bad movie, but it was a total bomb. And obviously that movie was aimed towards Hispanics. And they didn't show up. Really. They didn't show up in high numbers. So it's kind of a case by case basis whether or not like that a specific demographic shows up. And here I think they will. Mainly because like there's been nothing in recent memory, for that group. So yeah, I say like the target demographic will show up for this definitely. So that's a pro. Another pro is the fact that of all the Christmas Day movies, this easily has the most buzz, the most heat, the most energy. Apparently, pre-sales are really, really good. So yeah, I've got to label that as a pro. And I mean, when it comes to competition later on after Christmas, there really isn't much of anything. January's pretty dry when it comes to interesting flicks. I mean, I guess there's Book of Clarence, which is also aimed towards, black audiences. So, I mean, there's that, but that's not till like MLK Jr. weekend. That's like a while away. So, when it comes to competition later on, there really isn't much of anything. So, I'm going to label that as a pro. And I think that's it. So, cons. This is a musical, and as I already mentioned in my Wonka video, musicals, they've had it pretty rough recently, to say the least, in the last few years, which was weird because, like, in the 2010s, for the better part of the 2010s, the genre was doing great. I mean, you had, like, Miz, Into the Woods, Greatest Showman, La La Land. Mary Poppins Returns did all right, although that didn't live up to high expectations. But yeah, like musicals were doing really, really good, and then something happened after that because after that the genre really fell off. I mean, you had Cats, which, well, I don't think I need to explain that one. You all know about the horror show like that thing was. But then in 2021, it got terrible. In the Heights, West Side Story, Dear Evan Hansen all flopped hard, one after another. And Lila Crocodile, well, nobody really cared about that. And now, has there been any other musicals besides? Well, not really. I mean, I guess there's Dix the musical and Journey to Bethlehem, but those movies didn't stand much of a chance. They weren't exactly positioned to be big hits. um, and I know Wonka has done quite all right for itself recently, but yeah, musicals have not been doing good. In fact, it's gotten so bad that these movies are actually, in their advertising, they're hiding the fact that they're musicals. I mean, Wonka, if you look at that movie's ad campaign, like you wouldn't even know if it was a musical or not because like they intentionally left that stuff out. The Mean Girls musical movie is doing the same thing. With this, I only see like one trailer for this. I think it makes it a little more obvious that it's a musical, but yeah, like it seems like Hollywood thinks the musical genre is box office poison. So yeah, being a part of a genre like that, right now, that's obviously not a good thing. So that's a con. Another con is that competition is too much. There's too many movies out right now. It's ridiculous. Feels like there's a movie for everyone, pretty much. You got like at your action movies, your biopics, your animated movies, your rom coms, your Oscar Beatty movies, and we got two musicals from the same studio coming out at the same time, which is really weird. But with like this and Wonka, but at least like both of those movies are technically going after different crowds, so they're not gonna bump heads too much. Like I think both movies can survive together. Like I don't think they're gonna hurt each other at all. But yeah, there's way too many movies. People only have they have so much money to spend. They have so much time to spend on these movies. So it's gonna be a case of only the strong survive. So yeah, overwhelming amount of competition, general competition. That's a con. I guess I could also mention the fact that Christmas Day, opening your movie on Christmas Day, sounds like a really good thing, but it kind of isn't in the grand scheme of things because sometimes Christmas Day movies they can fall off really fast after Christmas Day. Like you think they would just like thrive and thrive and thrive, but that's not how it works. Like they tend to lose a lot of momentum after that. I mean, look at Les Mis. I think Les Mis is a decent enough example. That opened with 18 million, which I believe was the second best for Christmas. Yeah, second best. And it opened really well, and then it lost so much momentum after that to the point where it was number 3 that weekend. It was beaten by Django Unchained. But like this isn't even the worst example of this. But I can find some others. It may take a minute, but I'll find them. uh, Gotta find movies that open like midweek. um, Damn it, I need to find a good one. Pitch Perfect 3. Well, that didn't open on Christmas Day. I'm trying to find a good one. Like Ali. Well, I already used this comparison, but I might as well do it again. Movie opened with 10 million Tuesday, crumbled after that. Only made 14 million that weekend, and they only made like 58 million total. So literally, its multiplier like from day one to its final total, it was less than 6. So that's the position you don't want to be in. I haven't even mentioned like well, these are for like really, really bad movies. But Alien vs. Predator Requiem, I think, is an example of how Christmas Day can go real sour. Like, look at that 54% drop the next day, and it never reached that level again. And with 47 Royan from 2013, that crumbled really fast after its opening day. Uh, Holmes and Watson. Oh God, this disaster. um, that crumbled really fast opening day. So as you can see, just because you open on Christmas Day doesn't mean you're gonna thrive the rest of the rest of the holidays like necessarily. Like that, it's not a guarantee at all. So gonna label that as a con. You know, the negative opening on Christmas Day. And I think that's really it. I guess I can mention the cast. I mean, the main people I recognize, there's Taraji P. Henson, who's been in a ton of movies. There's Corey Hawkins, who I remember from Straight Outta Compton. There's Halle Bailey, sorry, from the Little Mermaid movie that came out earlier this year. But I wouldn't call any of them like draws, like hard draws. I guess there's Taraji P. Henson. She's probably the biggest of the bunch. But you know what? We might as well look at her track record just because. Why not? She has a ton of credits to her name. Trying to think of like the most important ones. Hustle and Flow, Four Brothers, Smoking Aces, yeah. Family That Prays, Curious Case of Benjamin Button. That was a Christmas Day release. The Karate Kid remake, Think Like a Man, Think Like a Man 2, No Good Deed, Hidden Figures. That was a big hit. It's Proud and Married. No one really cared about that. Acrimony, What Men Want, and not much after that. So, well, not that many roles. She's mostly in like supporting stuff. but she's still a well-known name. But I don't know. I'd call her like a real draw. I'm not gonna label it as a pro or a con. It's more of a middle ground thing. But I think that's it now. So, all right, gotta think about opening day and then the weekend because Christmas is on a Monday, which makes things very awkward. Um, Opening day, I think it'll hit double digits. I'll have a double digit opening day. Expect to hit like 10, 12. I think that's reasonable unless it like really explodes, which it could. Never know. Um, I'm gonna play it safe ish. I'm gonna say between 10 to 15 million opening day. I think it can hit that. And it's opening weekend, probably. Ooh, depends on it. Very much depends on how much momentum it loses the next few days, because it could lose a ton of momentum after day one. But well, obviously, I can't tell if that's gonna happen or not. Um, for its opening weekend, its real opening weekend, maybe like I'm gonna have a wide range, 10 to 20 million. Actually, 10 to 15 to 20 million. Let's go with that. 15 to 20 million. Um, for the weekend. And it's total maybe 100 million, maybe not. Uh, I don't know. Christmas is like the worst. Christmas is the absolute worst when it comes to predictions because things can get real wild to a point where it's just predictions are kind of useless. But um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. Ugh, 80 to 100 million. I'm just gonna throw that out there. 80 to 100 million, maybe more than that, but I honestly can't tell you. But that's what I'm gonna go with. That's what I'm sticking with. So we got two more movies to discuss. Ooh, pressed the wrong thing. Two more movies to discuss today. We got Ferrari and then Poor Things. And that'll be it for predictions. And that'll be it until the new year. Thank God, because this week has been exhausting for me. I'm glad it's almost over. So yeah, so that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. We'll check out more videos like this. Got playlists on the homepage. All previous prediction videos I made on the channel. You want to watch any of the ones I've done this year? If you want to watch any of the ones I've done very recently, like Anyone But You, Aquaman 2, Iron Claw, and Migration, I did all those Wednesday. You want to watch any of those or any other ones I've done on the channel? You can go right ahead. There's also the Canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I covered The Color Purple once. That was episode 185, where The Color Purple, I believe that was supposed to come out before Christmas, and Aquaman 2 was supposed to come out on Christmas, but then they swapped places. So, yeah. So I talked about Color Purple alongside Aquaman 2, and Ballerina, Minecraft, and the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. So, if you want to watch that episode or any other ones I've done, I've now done 224 episodes. Soon it'll be 225. I have another cancel episode to make after I record all these videos. That'll come way later. So stay tuned for that. But if you want to watch any of the past cancel episodes I made on the channel, you want to binge them all from beginning to now, I highly encourage you to do that. So go do it. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. December recap will come out around the first week or so of January. My 2023 recap, my two-parter, will come out around the same time. So stay tuned for those. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.